Hey everyone, today I wanted to share more from this book, Saint Hildegard of Biggen's Spiritual Remedies. So when I am unemployed and I am under pressure, I turn to this book, and there are certain things that she recommends. So today I'm wearing my opal bracelet. I buy my stuff from Amazon, so if people want to look into it, you can look into it. This is an opal bracelet, and it's Australian crystal. So the opal is supposed to be like a grounding stone. It's good for healing, like when there's Parkinson's, when there's serious diseases involved. But you have to be grounded when you use it, because it's a powerful gemstone of the earth and it can scatter your energy. So I'm wearing this. This is the first time I'm wearing it, this opal stone. I have never worn it. I bought it a long time ago, but I've never worn it. I'm wearing this, and I'm wearing my, what's this purple one? Can't remember the name of this one. It's a purple bracelet. Let me see if I can find it. Amethyst. I'm wearing amethyst. So amethyst is good for, in the tradition, it's good for just basically keeping any kind of evil away. It's a repellent for insects, for snakes, for all that kind of thing. So I'm wearing those two today, and especially the purple stone, the violet stone is good for that. And I just decided to wear them just because I wasn't feeling strong in my emotions, so I wanted to strengthen that. And these two gemstones are very, very good. They're very, very powerful. And the amethyst is also good for mental and emotional balancing. So when you need balancing in your life, it dispels any kind of fear, any kind of highs and lows. It's good for anxiety. So at home, my grandmother used to have, on the side of the road, we have our local artisans and artists, and they sell these little trees that are made with the gemstones. They like, I have these ones which are very similar, but they're not exactly the same. So you see, this is made with wood. Our trees at home, everything is made with this wire, and the artists put these crystals on them. So we used to buy them. My grandma used to buy the amethyst ones especially to keep them in our rooms, because they're very good, especially like when there's grief involved or when there's any kind of fear involved. You just keep it on your dressing table. You don't have to, you can keep it in your lounge or wherever you like. So that one that I got, it's just crystal. It's not the amethyst one. I do have amethyst stones that I keep in a little bowl, but I just wanted to share those two stones with you. And then with this one, with the opal, I'm just going to go into it a little bit more. Yeah, so it's just good for repairing depletions, for re-energizing, balancing the grid of the earth. Like the earth stones, God's creation also, different stones bring different qualities in the earth. So this opal stone is very good for balancing the earth. And some of these things are not just, it's not just up in the air. Scientists have tested them, and so we know that what we're getting, the information we're getting, is true and that it's real. And psychologically, they say that it amplifies traits and brings characteristics to the surface for transformation. It brings about lightness and spontaneity, interest in the arts. So I already have interest in the arts, but that's something good to know. And I'm using the opal with the amethyst to balance it because it's a powerful stone, it's a powerful gemstone, and everything carries energy in it. If you look at Teilhard de Chardin, he tells us in the teachings he has that everything has energy in it. Light has energy in it, stones have. So everything becomes about the energy. And even when they used to bury people, they used to bury them with their favorite objects, with gemstones they liked, in their favorite suits, in put gold in their coffins. That's why sometimes the graves in Zimbabwe, they used to get unearthed because people used to go to dig what was inside there. Because gold is has qualities that can bring about changes in the body, in the food, in whatever. So that's why in Dubai you see these people eating and drinking gold. And for me it's a bit too much, but you do have Saint Hildegard's teaching also that you get these little gold shavings that you can put on biscuits and sweets, and that she also recommends that in her teachings. So it's not just like, some new age teaching. But those are the two stones that I'm wearing today. And there's different stones that you can look into. I've also got a fire opal from Africa that I keep. It's in a little box. I keep it on my table there. And that one has got all the colors of the rainbow in it. It's a very rare stone, but it's very beautiful when you see it. So to cleanse these bracelets, what we do is we can either immerse them in water after we wear them because they take our energy into them, or we can leave them in the sun and they get cleansed that way, and then we can wear them again. And that's what we do. So with the other bracelets, I took them off today, all the tiger eye bracelets that I wear. I use them for protection against the evil eye. And I do have the tiger stones in a little bowl. I keep them there by my music area. And I enjoy wearing them. But just to go back to this book, I was reading yesterday on this this part is called a Westman. So she's basically looking at like autoimmune diseases. She's looking at diseases where the body is turning against itself. And she's saying that the acidity of the blood, it should be a pH of 7.4, which is slightly alkaline. And if it's not that way, then acidity increases. She calls it black bile, but it's the acid in the body. And then that acid in the body, it leads to all kinds of sicknesses. And it can also affect the emotions. It leads to autoaggression, inflammation of the body's cells and organs. And then every cell can be attacked and destroyed because the acid becomes too much in the body. So the gallic acid, it increases the arteriosclerosis, and it can lead to tumors in the breast, the colon, and the prostate. So she's basically talking about how our words, I had touched on that before, on how our words can also affect the acidity in the body. You find a lot of movies now, there's a lot of swearing and cussing and all that, but there's a lot of movies that aren't. So if you can notice your emotions when you're watching different movies or when you're listening to different music, and you can see how it affects you. And she's giving the example that an unwanted baby may suffer from anxiety problems, problems with digestions, and even thoughts of suicide, because the mother carries that bitterness, and that goes into the child, and it can come up much later in life. So in our church we do something called healing of memories, and we can pray about things, we can pray about thoughts, we can ask God to help us with them so that we can have a more positive outlook in life, and we can be grounded in our faith, because our faith is always about a hopeful faith, a hope that things get better. And that's where these teachings come from. And also for the spiritual healing, she says we can focus on the heart. We can focus on, like, a lot of people are very sarcastic and they're very rude, and that comes from their spiritual energy. So we can dissipate that through our prayer, through meditation, and through fasting. And that's something, especially for people who are sensitive, that's something that we can do, because we do have all kinds of people in the world and we can't control other people. So we can focus on that, and in our organ relationships we can focus on keeping our bodies, like drinking lots of water, making sure that we use our prayer, we use our Bible tools to help us to get well and to stay well. And then also there's a lot of in the world now, we call them bad actors. So they are hacking things, systems, IT systems are going down. There's a lot of political sabotage that's going on, and the values of integrity, honesty, sincerity, certainty, all those things are becoming less and less in the world. But we can change that. We can be the difference makers in our world, and we can use these tools to help us. Because if there's a lot of anger in the world right now, and a lot of racism, a lot of people are suffering. So we can use our prayer and meditation to keep us grounded in the Lord, and we can use these gemstones of the earth to help us. So I didn't take, at the college they have, you can take a whole range of courses where you can focus on the gemstones, you can focus on meditation, you can focus on the chakras, like the energy centers in the body. I didn't take all of those. My sister has done that. She's done a complete certificate, but I have a lot of the knowledge from how I grew up in Africa. And the other things that I wanted to learn more of, the aromatherapy, that's the only thing that I took. But that's what I do. And when I'm going through these kinds of periods of unemployment and uncertainty, I use the prayers of Saint Hildegard. I use the Golden Topaz prayer, and I also use prayers and psalms of praise and thanksgiving. Because if we focus on prayers of praise and thanksgiving, that dissipates any kind of anger, any kind of sadness, any kind of melancholy, because we're focusing on the good things in life. And it doesn't mean that that sadness isn't there. It doesn't mean that we forget about how to grieve, how to embrace loss. We do still do that. Every year we have the Elvis Week. We remember how he died. We remember the reports that came through. And it was like a groundbreaking event that happened. The news got interrupted, the radio stations got interrupted, and it was just earth-shattering. It was like, what? He's dead? He can't be dead. And when God takes the young, it's very jarring. It's very upsetting. And when you're a kid, you realize, okay, well, maybe I could also die. And what if God takes me? So you live differently. You don't live the same as children who have grown up in peace, children who have grown up with stability, children who have grown up without a war around them. You live differently, but you also embrace the day. You embrace the joy in that day. You embrace the good things that you have. And can even be like a sandwich at the drive-in that you're eating. or you get to watch a movie. And that's why I am the way I am, because I didn't have a TV. So people think, oh, yeah, she's going on about that TV. But I didn't have a TV. I only got my TV last year. And I love to play the piano. Well, I didn't have a piano, so what I used to do, I used to go to the library. They have pianos in some of the libraries. And you can go there and you can sit and play. So I used to book the piano, and I used to go there and play. And Regis College also told me, if you ever feel like playing, you can just come here and just play. There's nobody here at the weekends on a Saturday. So I used to go to the college and play the piano. And now, recently, when I moved here and I got my permanent job, then I bought my keyboard. But I still want to get a piano, like a proper piano, and not an electric one. And I want to buy a new one, and I want to take some music lessons, because there are music schools around here in the area that I live in. So I'll be able to do that. And yeah, I have goals, I have things that I still want to do. So when you're going through difficult times, when you're going through times where it's very hard, you can keep your goals in mind, you can keep your aspirations in mind of what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, and you can work towards those things. So that's what I'm doing. I'm still living off my debt. I'm still living off my overdraft. I still have lots of people I have to pay back their money. But I'm not giving up on my dream. I plan to make lots of money, and I plan to enjoy it. And I do things slowly. So all my crystals, these bracelets, the earrings, I buy them slowly and I keep them. And I've got all the main gems that St. Hildegard recommends. On this necklace here that I bought for myself from Ireland, I have the diamonds in this, just around there. And then it's got gold, and it's got an emerald in the middle. So the gemstones always have to touch the skin in order for that energy to be transferred and to activate. And then I've got this, I'm wearing this also for the first time. This is a necklace I had bought with the opal in it, and it's got a garnet stone. So that's what I do. I wear them and I change my jewelry. I have the same gemstone in my earrings, and when I buy my jewelry, I buy it from Ireland. I like to buy it from there. But the other things I can get on Amazon, but my nice jewelry I like to buy from Ireland. So I wait until I have a little bit of money, and then I buy it, and then I keep it, and then I change what I'm wearing depending on where I am in my life, what life cycle I'm in, what's happening. I use my jewelry appropriately. So it's not just jewelry. I see that a Canadian company found one of the biggest diamonds in Botswana. That's good for them. I'm praying for all of them to get rain. Those diamonds don't make rain, unfortunately. But I pray for the SADC region that they get rain and that they get the help that they need. And I'm continuing my volunteering. So that's all that I can do. But yeah, summer's almost over. We're going into fall soon, and then we'll be starting a new season. I'm still applying to the banks for jobs now. I'm applying to BMO. HSBC, they don't have, unfortunately, they pulled out of Canada because of how bad things are here. And if they come back, then I'll apply. But I do apply to them in England, the HSBC. And RBC I apply to as well. Because I've made up my mind now that if I get something in banking, I'm going to go back. I've done everything that I had to do. So if I can get, if that's the only way I can get an executive assistant role or get into AML, then I'll have to do that, because I don't still have a job, and every day I check our company's website, there's still nothing. So that's what I'm focusing on right now: project work, project administration, anti-money laundering, and administration roles, because I'm looking to maintain my health. I don't want to go back into a role where I'm going to be sworn at and shouted at and told to show empathy and speak words of compassion. I don't have that kind of compassion for people that are losing their packages, because I go through it and I don't treat people that way. So I think that you should treat others how you want to be treated. They wouldn't like it if they had to call and they were on the other end and they got sworn at and shouted at for something that it's not the person's fault on the other end that the package got lost. We say, yes, it's our fault, but really and truly it's not. If the postman didn't bring your package, or FedEx or UPS or whoever, you don't have to go off on us until we become debilitated and sick, because that's what's happening. It's happening in all service roles. It's happening in teaching roles. It's happening in customer service. It's happening, and people are not being paid well for that kind of abuse that they're taking.